Oh. So we're going to do an interview of Louise Huffman, who was born March 30th, 1921, and is currently 98 years young and counting.
Interview.
So I also noticed your items that you have in front of you, which are also important. You have a Pittsburgh Pirate mug.
Oh, I'm a pirate fan.
Since just about forever, right?
Forever. Mm-hmm.
And you have an iPhone, which is the technology of today, which you are exceptional with.
I can use it.
And your crossword puzzle that you were mentioning as
And
well.
I have an iPad.
Speaking of her iPhone.
Yeah, speaking of her iPhone, it's going off as well.
Oh, that's... Okay, I answered my phone.
Yeah. First question, what is your earliest memory?
I think it's when I invited a whole bunch of kids to my birthday party, and it wasn't my birthday. It was in the summer, so my mother sent them all home. They all came with gifts. She sent them all home, and she didn't paddle me because my grandfather was there. And then, at around the same time, I threw my mother's new wristwatch down the outside toilet. Does everybody know what an outside toilet is?
It's in an outhouse, right?
An outhouse,
Yeah.
yes.
Two-holer.
Two-holer, yeah.
Oh.
A two-holer outhouse that was, we were using. We had no plumbing.
Do you remember any of the presents you got for your birthday then? That you?
No, because she made them take them all home.
Oh.
My mother, she took them all. They had to take them home.
Oh wow. So that was interesting. So speaking of that, what was your childhood life like? What were some things that you might remember from your childhood, or some
It
things
was
you did?
very busy. I was busy getting into things all the time.
Toaster. Electricity.
Oh, well, I thought there was another question about.
That's what you did during. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah, we had gas lights back on the first question. We didn't have electricity,
Oh wow.
so when I was about 7, Marionville got electricity.
Oh wow.
And the guy on the next street had a store, and my dad gave me a handful of money. Now I have no idea what I had, and he sent me over to get one of everything, which I don't remember what I got. I know I got a toaster.
There you go. And that was the beginning of electricity.
That was the beginning of electricity. Otherwise, we had gas lights.
Wow. That's so cool.
What was your biggest birthday party you remember?
98.
Yeah. 2 months ago.
Yeah. That's fun.
We never had parties.
No?
Didn't have parties even for, oh, that's Jimmy.
Yeah, I see. There is a child in the front yard.
I was gonna say, who's out in the front yard?
That's the boy.
Did you throw birthday parties for your kids' birthdays?
I think so. I remember Charles's 40th.
Yeah, we had one for that because the kids all painted rocks.
But when I turned 40.
Yeah. Well, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm saying, not when I was a kid, she never had a party.
No, I don't
Not
think,
until I turned 40, then she had a party.
yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine had a party.
Yes.
I don't remember what year it
With the
was.
horses?
No. I was little.
Yeah, we had
probably
pictures of it.
5th grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
there's
sitting on
pictures of
the
it.
wood box. Everybody, evidently we had gum, and everybody in the room was chewing
Chewing
gum.
Oh, you were really chewing your gum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's on movies.
That's funny.
But we didn't have parties.
Probably maybe 5th, 6th grade, something like that.
Yeah. No regular, every kid has a birthday party every year.
No.
No.
That must be nice.
Certainly not like today.
Oh no.
You
today.
not only get presents for the kid that has the birthday, but you buy all the other kids presents too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I would have felt bad. Jimmy didn't have something at the last party.
Well, yeah, we didn't have parties either that
No.
much. We had 5 kids, and my mom and dad didn't, love us enough to give us parties.
Oh.
We
Well,
had a.
Karen Ann's birthday
Obviously
being the day after
Oh
Christmas.
yeah, that would be tough.
Uh-huh.
When I was growing up, we had birthday parties for us, but it was just like our family. Everyone would come over to our house for like
Yeah.
Saturday, and we'd all have like,
Yeah.
grilled out
That's
food.
nice.
Well, see, I didn't have a family. I
Yeah.
was an only child.
Oh.
Well,
And-
your grandfather was your family.
Oh, my grandfather, yeah. I
She
didn't
loved
tell
her
you in
grandpa-
there. but
Yeah.
We lived with him.
Mm-hmm.
It was his house. And I was his
Favorite.
I was his
Wife.
everything.
Yeah, you were. You were. That's good. You should keep that. Probably.
He would not let mom do anything or dad. Mm-mm.
Really?
So you live with your grandfather
We lived with him.
in
He owned the house
in Marionville?
right across the street.
Yeah. Okay.
And why did you live with him?
Because my mother took care of him
That's what they
Before-
used to do.
before she was married because her mother died. So mom stayed with her father. And then she took care of him until he died, and we took care of dad's father until he died.
That's just what people did then.
Yeah, you took care of them. Uh-huh. But my grandfather, oh, he was funny.
What do you remember about him?
Oh, he did. He just spoiled me rotten.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. Mom, even when I was older and he was older, Mom had a showing of fur coats in her living room one year for some store. And I saw one I wanted. And Mom kind of, debated. And my grandfather went. That was all true. Louise got her coat.
What can you tell us about this picture?
Well, these friends of my mother's and dad's didn't have any kids. And anything new for my age, they would get one and bring it to me. I'd be the first one in the country up there that had whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And those were beach pajamas. Beach pajamas is what they called them. That was first time that girls wore long pants. And Bess saw them in Newcastle, and she had to buy me a pair, and they came right up. And I was the first one in town that ever had long beach pants.
Wow.
And this picture says it was from 1934 to 35, so you were around 14.
Uh-huh.
The first time you were able to wear pants.
Uh-huh. The first time they ever had them for girls, you know. They
Or even had them.
They even had, they weren't on the market. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So, if you can remember, what were some things you did besides being busy all the time? What did you do for fun as young adults, maybe teenagers, or
Busy with school, dancing, roller skating,
okay,
just a normal.
yeah, just normal kid things to do at that time.
School, I'm always busy at school.
Okay, good. So, speaking of school, what was your favorite subject in school?
Math.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I just loved algebra.
Yeah, well, that's great. Okay, so we went over young adults, teenagers, things like that in your early childhood. So then, when you began to get older, there were different things like costs and living expenses. When you got older, do you remember how many, like, what some things cost back then, or living expenses?
They'd send me uptown with a quarter and have me get 4 pork chops
Wow, for a quarter.
for a quarter,
Wow,
or 10 cents for a loaf of bread.
wow.
I can remember doing that.
What were some normal meals that you guys had?
Oh, meat, potatoes, and gravy, and a vegetable.
Yeah, it's similar to today, pretty much.
That
Wow.
was normal.
So, and also during that time period, early 1930s, you were around probably 10 to 15 years old then. That was during the Great Depression era of our country.
Didn't affect us a bit.
No? And what changed? So nothing really changed in terms of.
Nothing changed. My father worked every day.
So you guys were lucky enough to not have a
We
big
didn't
effect.
have a thing. Mm-mm.
Really cool. So then you got older, and then the 1940s came around, and that's where you met your husband, Stan. So can you tell me about that, how you guys met, or anything you can remember from that?
Music.
In music. And then what instruments did you guys play?
Oh, I started out in I started out in the band on the cornet,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided I wanted to go to bass fiddle.
Okay.
But Stan played first clarinet.
Okay.
His uncle was the director of the band. So his uncle took a liking to me, and no matter what I wanted to play, I got to play.
That's funny.
So I asked for the bass fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Okay. And then, so he was there, part of that as well. So,
We went to music, everything was music.
okay. And then you guys met there just playing in the band? Okay. And did he take a liking to you first, or you take a liking to him, or how did that all work?
He just saw I needed help carrying the fiddle.
Okay. So he helped you out there.
He carried my fiddle for me.
Okay, great. So then obviously one thing led to another, and you guys got married then. What was your wedding like, or when was that, and how did that happen?
Here we go. I don't know when I got on the train. I was working at the bank. I went to work at the bank in 1939. I told them I was going to go get married, and I didn't know when I'd be back. I got on a train in Pittsburgh and went to Nashville, Tennessee, where he was on Tennessee maneuvers for the Army. He was in the service. And I got to Nashville, and he couldn't find me. So I went to the YWCA, got a room. Evidently, he got a hold of he's not here to ask. The USO helped us. They evidently told him to leave the message at the YW, I'd get it, to get on the bus and go to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which I did the next morning. Still hadn't seen him. He had to go back. He was AWOL to come in to find me. That means away without leave.
Oh no.
That wasn't good. And I rode on the bus with a lady who told me she doubted if I'd find a place to stay, but if I couldn't, to come out with her. I could stay at her place. That's what I did.
Oh.
And in the meantime, the USO had word to leave Stan to where to find me.
So they told him.
They told him that he came to Margaret's house, and he was filthy, of course, out in the mud, you know,
Right.
the thing. He must have got there bright and early in the morning, because we sent him to the bathroom to take a bath. He threw his clothes out. I washed them on a washboard in a tub
Mhm.
and wrung them out. Margaret helped me wring them out
Mhm.
by hand, no wringer. And then I had to iron them dry.
Oh wow.
Then we got on a bus and went to Nashville
Mhm.
to get our license, our ring, and the church
Mhm.
preacher. And we got there, and after the preacher was sweating and running back and forth and getting all these papers, and you know what it's like, you have to have a dispensation if you're not marrying a Catholic, and that had to all go on.
Oh wow.
And so by supper time, all this was completed, and he said, "Where's your attendance?" We didn't have any attendance. So he called the secretary, whose name was Darlene Doyle,
Mhm.
called her, and Right Reverend Monsignor, who was Dad's best man.
Oh.
And he said, "I've performed many ceremonies," but he said, "I never was the best man."
Oh, that's good.
So anyway, we got married.
Well, good. And that was in Nashville.
That was in Nashville, Tennessee.
You remember what year it was?
1943.
1943. Wow.
Okay.
And then going back to the dates of Grandpa in the military. When did he get into the military and when did he leave again?
He went in September.
You got this right.
September, I can't think of what date. First,
No, September 41.
September 1941. Yeah, I know that. And he got out December 2nd, 1945.
Right. So the majority of World War II, he was there and
He was in it till the end, yeah.
Mhm.
Till after VJ Day.
Right, from the Pacific.
Hmm.
Okay.
And he was all over the country.
Right.
He was trained for Europe. He was trained for the jungle.
Wow.
He was trained for everything. And he only used, how many days? 20? Out of the whole thing, did he use it? Thank God.
Yeah.
And he come out
The
living.
little time, the better for that.
Uh-huh,
For sure.
But he was well trained.
Yes. Well, that's great.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Uh-huh.
So that was slightly right before World War II started really picking up and going.
Right in the middle of
Right, kind of right in the middle
right
of
in
it.
the middle of World War II.
So
But not the Pacific, you see. It wasn't,
that was till
that
after.
that was coming, yeah.
That was coming.
That's where he went.
So what do you remember about that when he was away? What were you doing?
I worked.
Mm-hmm.
I worked, that's all.
Yeah. I'm sure worried a lot too.
Oh, well, yeah.
Letters every day?
I wrote letters to him every night. I mean,
Mhm.
what I did during the day, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And Rose and I would go to the dances. If they had a dance up at the Bucktail, we would go.
Okay.
Didn't have much to dance with, but
No, that's cool. And then did you get letters from Grandpa as well?
maybe one in a blue moon.
Jeez.
No,
Oh, they're just tough to get.
and then Nancy saw them yesterday. We didn't get letters.
Okay.
The government did not let any mail go through without being photographed.
Oh wow.
Every letter that I sent to him and every letter that he sent to me, it's about this big. It's a little photograph of the letter.
Maybe for security purposes
Oh,
then?
yeah,
or-
they wouldn't dare let you say anything, because if he'd have said something, they
It-
wouldn't have said it.
It could have went to the wrong place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then after the war, then kids started coming with your guys' family. You guys had 5 children.
Mm-hmm.
So what was life like raising 5 young children? You know, when they
Oh,
were the
God,
early
busy.
ages.
busy the first 6 years when Newt was 6, until Newt was 6.
Mm-hmm.
I
'Cause
was
he's the
busy
youngest.
with school, washing, working. I worked every day at the bank.
Right.
So,
And a lot of just cleaning, preparing food, working at the bank.
yeah, taking care of the kids.
Just a very busy
and
routine.
going to everything that they did at school.
Right, for sure. So then these next questions kind of just work into any part of your life, you know, during your young adult or adulthood. What was your most favorite vacation that you've ever been on?
I don't think I had a most favorite. The one I remember is we thought we were really needing a vacation, so we took the kids. We had 2 kids, Carrie and Charles. We took them to their grandparents. We were going fishing for a week in Canada.
There you go.
So we went and we fished. That was on Sunday. Monday we fished. Tuesday we fished, and Tuesday night we got to talking about the kids, and Dad said, "Are you ready?" And I said, "Yes, I am." So we packed the car and went home.
So you're ready to go back and see them.
Ready to go to the kids.
Well, that sounds like a good vacation even today, for sure. Well, good. So also in Marionville, Pennsylvania is a huge area for hunting, especially then. So what do you remember about the hunting season? How was that different? Is there any stories that you can remember from that?
I used to set up 20 to 30 cots.
Wow.
My whole upstairs was full of cots. I would ship the kids across the street to their grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and hunters would pay me $10 a night, $12 a night to sleep, and I fed them. We would get up in the morning and cook pancakes and eggs, and feed them before they left. I had a bag of lunch for them, everybody, for
Right.
30-some hunters.
Wow. So
But that was our Christmas money.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you guys used to be affording a Christmas for your
Christmas,
children
and,
as well.
and we bought a freezer, and we'd buy anything big, we'd get it at hunting season.
From getting that profit from renting out your
Yeah,
house.
mhm,
It's like the earliest bed and breakfast for Maryville.
Yeah.
Probably one of them. Wow.
mhm.
Okay. So you lived through many presidents throughout your lifetime. Do you have a favorite?
Roosevelt, he was very smart.
FDR?
FDR. Mhm.
So he was very smart. Do you have a
Yes.
least favorite?
Oh, come on. No comment.
Okay. We'll take that for what that is and move on from there. So what was the best decision of your life, do you think, that you've ever made?
Oh, I think to get married.
Yeah? To get married and have a family and...
Yes, because I said if I don't have a family, I will adopt them.
Right. And a family's everything.
A family is kids.
Yes, for sure. Do you have a biggest regret in life so far?
No.
No. Well, that's perfect. I hope to say the same thing.
Think positive.
Yes, for sure. Okay. Have you ever been arrested for anything?
No.
Well, that's pretty impressive, being 98 years old and not
No.
having a single arrest.
Don't have a thing.
Well, good. What are some noticeable changes that you've, maybe just in general or specific, that you've seen over the past 80, 90 years? What are some changes in society that you've noticed? Or things, how are they changing
The
to you?
morals have gone berserk.
Yeah.
Nobody, not you guys are very good with your kids. 9 times out of 10, parents, they're not correcting their kids.
Right.
No,
And that is definitely a big
that's a big thing.
thing, for sure. I would agree, even during my short lifetime. Okay, so can you tell me anything that would surprise us to learn about you?
You know, I've been working on that question. I can't can't think of anything. I'm an open book.
You're just an open person who've told us everything.
I'm
That's
an
all.
I'm an open book.
Well, I prefer it that way.
You can ask my oldest son. He can tell you.
Okay. We'll interview him in about 20 years.
I know all the questions.
Yeah. All right. So the last two questions kind of deal with happiness because that's really the key to long life. That's the key to
Right.
everybody's life. So today, what makes you happy?
Oh, crossword puzzles.
Yeah. So staying active in terms of your brain.
And music. Oh, I listen to music all the time.
Right. Some music.
And think positive, for God's sake. Don't look down on things.
Find a silver lining with everything.
Oh, yes, there's a silver lining in everything.
Well, good.
If I could just get my voice back.
Well, you're doing great. So, along with thinking positive, is there any other advice that you would give to someone our age about how to live a happy life
Nope, just think positive
every day?
every day.
Eat lots of butter.
Eat lots of
Eat lots of butter.
And drink buttermilk.
I have at least 7 to 8 pounds of butter in my refrigerator all the time. If I
Wow.
get below that, I get panicky.
So that is a secret to
That's
happiness.
secret.
That's a secret to happiness.
Eat lots of butter.
Yes. And is there anything else you'd like to close with on this interview?
No, I think I covered most everything.
Okay. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure interviewing my grandmother. And I
Okay.
hope you guys.
I thank
enjoyed
you
it
for
well.
doing it.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Oh, and years from now, oh my God.
We will all be still watching it for sure.
Okay. See what she's got holding this.
Great idea.
So if we catch you just laughing for no reason at all, we know why.
Because the cat is holding the phone.
Yeah.
The cat's holding the phone.